Richard Petty in car number 43 grabs the lead.
Here comes Petty. Richard Petty begins to close in from second place. For racing fans, this is such sweet thunder.
It was a big build-up.
Richard Petty has chalked up more victories in major races than any other driver in the history of the sport.
We had won the 199th at Dover.
Richard Petty comes off turn 4, takes the checkered flag, and wins the Budweiser 500.
And so everybody in the press, everybody in racing and stuff said, okay, how long is it going to take to get to 200? I think a lot of people were pulling for you just to go ahead and get to 200. The press really followed you everywhere you went. They kept up with the crew, kept up with what was going on. When we did get to Daytona, everything played out exactly to be able to win. Cale and myself kind of wound up in front of everybody else. Cale had a quick car, but he followed me in those last laps, knowing he's just going to pass me going up the backstretch. It's going to be an easy win. But he didn't. I'd started letting off on the accelerator a little bit, maybe 100 RPMs each lap. But Cale didn't realize that because he was busy just keeping his eye on where I was at. When we did come to the last lap, I'd have a little something that he didn't know I had. I think with a couple laps to go, and somebody spun out in the first turn.
And a car is spun out. Doug Heveron's car is spun out in turn 1.
We knew that whoever got back, that was going to be the last lap. We went almost into the corner before he got by me. And then when he did, he went in and went up. There was no way that I could pass him. We ran down the front stretch and I kept him high. I was going to keep him high going in the corner. And I was able just to make a left-hand turn. Then we got side by side. If you get really close to a car, then you kind of bog it down, or it bogs you down. In other words, kind of stick together.
This may be the race that we're looking at here as they sweep up into traffic, a highly dangerous situation.
When we got there, it was automatically going to put me in front because I was going to run this much shorter distance than they did.
Down the front straight, here they are, Sam. They will come across the yellow line, just about together, but Petty had the lead.
You don't lose your enthusiasm for winning. In other words, the reason you go out there is to try to beat everybody. And it's very satisfying when the race is over, whether you lucked into it or outrun them or whatever, that you won. Because that was what you set out that day or that week to do. And so you felt that you'd really accomplished something after you won. We were able to go upstairs up to the announcer's booth and meet the president and talk to him. All the drivers and their crews and their families were invited. We all got to eat lunch with the President of the United States. We put him on the sports page, he put us on the front page.